Yo, it's time for an update. While everybody is talking about doing everything online and building your online branding, online this, online that, when I finally decided to do this thing for real, I also started up this YouTube channel. I started up my beat selling site, and all of these things, like except the YouTube channel, that is used less, but the beat website is being used, and also Instagram, very much better at doing Instagram promotions now. Still, my online presence doesn't help me that much in the great scope, like in the online community, online world, but it helps me target people nearby, like my Facebook promotions getting to customers that live in my city. Because my business, I started my own business. I moved into downtown in my hometown. I moved in, made a studio downtown next to another big studio, which is called the Big Studio actually, because it's the big studio in town and where symphonies get recorded, everything, like big shit is happening. But then there's a lot of people who goes to this building where this studio is and are like, we don't want to record symphonies or operas or movie music, we just want to record some R&B shit. That's where I come in. And next door to me is a music school where they teach singing, guitar, everything. And especially one of the teachers there is very kind to us, and she even records with us and sends her students to us. So most of my money now in the company coming from like people that have been her students, and then they evolve and go record to me when they're good enough and they feel like, oh, it's time to make a song. I've learned a few chords on the guitar and I've learned to sing better, and now I want to make a song, and they're like, come to us. That's great. And also online marketing towards people in my region. So instead of trying to sell beats online, I'm trying to get people to come work in my studio downtown locally. And also I met some people who's trying to get famous, some artists that have been on national radio. And since they're from my town and now I'm being seen in a whole different way, because I talked to them, they said like, oh, let's go to Oslo, the capital in Norway, Oslo, to record the next song. And then their managers has said like, yo, because we get subsidies to do it locally because the county wants culture to arise locally in this area of Norway, and thus I can produce for them, because they say like, oh, we plan to go to Oslo and then you came along and now we figured like, why are we going to Oslo? We got a guy right here. That's awesome. So we still have a lot of expenses, because you see I'm still in a taxi now on the weekends, and that's because I got very much expenses, because even we started the company with a friend that makes music videos. He's a photographer, everything. We bought him a fresh new camera, new computer, new screens. Like if you go check out my Instagram, you see the new setup. I got a touch mixing board. I got like a totally new computer with a Ryzen 1800X processors, because I try to keep it quite cheap, because it's all going out my pocket. All going out my pocket that I got from this taxi driving service. And I got a kid that I need to plan how I can take care of, so this needs to work out pretty quickly. And also we spent quite a lot on marketing now, like locally, getting the brand out. I even got a friend of mine to start a business selling clothes with our merch type thing. And we're going to start selling clothes locally too. And we're just trying to keep it local instead of going online. And the reason isn't that it's my dream to go local. It is a great thing though, because you got the community that you actually meet people, real people. But the great thing in my experience is that it's a lot easier to be seen locally when you're a good producer or mixer and you have a business idea that nobody else has. Like, the way we record and the way we work with our clients is different than all the other studios. The way I work is different, and that helps me stand out locally. But online, it's millions of people, and it's so hard. Like, that's why the YouTube channel here has been stagnant. And I'm planning to do some tutorials, doing some like videos, but I don't have enough time in my day to do clients, YouTube, do like accounting, because I need to do the accounting myself still, and work in the taxi, be a dad, and everything at once. It just doesn't work out yet. Because I want to stay local, but I also want to be seen in other towns and also abroad. See, I want to reach everybody everywhere, and the best way to do that is to be online. Even most of my customers, except for the ones that I get directly from this school next door, most of my customers come from online marketing to the nearby area. And we haven't started marketing outwards because I'm not there yet. I'm not ready. Like, I can just say it right now, I'm not ready. Like, the Beatstore it has a few beats, but most of the beats I make now is sold exclusively to clients in my studio. Or even if a beat happens to end up on my store, it's been used by a client that didn't want to pay much for it, and he's like, oh, give me the cheapest option. I don't got that much money. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna resell your beat, I'm gonna keep your royalties and all of that thing, and you get the cheapest option. So you can get like $250 song you record, but I'm keeping the royalties and I'm keeping the beat to resell. Because normally it would be like $600 and something if you really want an exclusive. And that's because you need to put worth on yourself. Like, my time is worth something. And if I'm using time on you when I could do something totally different for another person and earn a lot more, so it's demand and how much you can do. Like, if you got a lot of time on demand on your time, everybody wants to be there and every time, all the time, the price needs to go up. You can't work for chump change if you work your ass off and have to do 12-hour shifts. No, try to lower the hours and instead focus on getting more value for your time. In half a year, I'll be able to reduce my taxi time or my side work substantially and still live and manage to save up for a house. I'd say 6 months. I know that I've said locally that I'll be known in the city as the producer guy in 2 years. So I still got a few months left. It's like 22 months left. But since the first month, I earned quite a bit. Like, the company's earned like $4,000, I think, this first month. Like, we just started, and the first month we got enough clients to earn $4,000. That would be 40,000 kroners. Actually, some more, because the photographer dude has also earned some money. And yeah, and but we got expenses in $10,000 type. So in 6 months at least, because now we got all the things we need. to start generating income for ourselves. We just need to pay back all the people we've borrowed from and everything like that. And then we can start going in profit mode. And then I'll start reducing my time in this other job and complementing with more time in the studio. And then finally, a year, half a year, I hope that I'll be done doing anything else so I can do only music. And it might take more, it might take over a year, but my guess is within a year, you might take a few extra shifts if the old boss calls me and like, yo, I need you in the taxi that day. Can you please? And I'm like, okay, because I didn't have a booking that day. I could have made a beat, but I'll just drive taxi that day. Okay, a little extra income, easy money. That's okay. I can live with that. So, you don't need to be the online star as a producer. If you place yourself in the right area amongst the right people that will use your services, of course online helps, but just being in a studio environment downtown close to the other people who does the same thing has helped more than 4 years doing it online. I'm just, for real, for me. Your reason. This is why this story, I feel like it needs to be out there, because everybody has their own thing. Hey, you need to do this, you need to do this way. If you want to be this, you need to do this. And I sold all my shit and I moved there and I did this. This is what I did. And it seems to be working out great. And I'm hyped. And the only time I got to do these videos is when I got no customers in this fucking cab. Like right now, waiting at the airport. Let's see. Boda Airport. That's translated. There's the cabs and shit. It's a small airport. It's the administrative capital of this county in Norway. We're just 5 million people here. 5 million people in the whole country. So we're not that many, but we're still people. Still got our struggles. And in one way, since it's less people, it's easier to be a part of this, to be a music producer and everything. But it's harder to find customers because we're less people. You know, I won't get 1,000 appliances every day because it's 50,000 people in my town. There's not 1,000 of those who want to make a song every day. That doesn't make sense. That's why you have to, or I will transition later into going online also, and also getting people from other towns, nearby towns, like from other places, taking a flight in, because the airport in Boda is 3 minutes away from downtown. So if you take a plane to Norway, land in the capital, you take a plane up here, you have to walk for 15 minutes and you're at my studio. So it's like, it's quite a long trip though, because if you go from the US or anything, that's 8 hours flight minimum. Damn, it's a long trip though. But if you come from London, Germany, let's say you're going from Berlin, Germany, it's maximum 4 hours and you're in my studio. Just 3 flights and a walk.